recognize the gentlelady from Panay, Senator Santiveros, and to propound her amendments, Senator gentlelady from Taguig, Senator Pia Cayetano.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. For the information of the body and to remind the sponsor, when we were in the period of interpellation, this representation agreed that we close the period of interpellation on the condition that we would be able to propound questions during the period of amendment to help us formulate the proper amendments and to also enlighten the body on the issues, because for the record, this bill amends the law that this representation sponsored 15 years ago. So I also congratulated the sponsor during my first amendment that the first time I made amendments that it is high time that we review this. So I'm supportive of this, but I just need to be able to propound these clarificatory questions, because I hope the body will engage with us, because I think it requires a whole of body approach in solving this issue. Because the next issue I'm going to take up might have a very big impact on the financial constraints of government. So if with her honor's permission, can I proceed?
Yes, Mr. President.
So we will start now on section 2, which is,
Just to put everyone on the same page, we provided a clean copy to the body dated May 19. No? So
Yes, Mr. President.
so that will be the base bill that we'll be referring to.
okay. So I would like to bring the body up to speed. No, the current law requires that there is a promissory note that is executed by the patient, and the reason for this, dear colleagues, is because a lot of the private hospitals, they do not have endless cash flow. They are also running a business. Karamihan po niyan mga single proprietary owners na mga doktor mismo, and they also have to pay for their staff, for their lab technicians, for they have to cover all the investments they made, the purchases of their equipment, etc. So the reason that the law requires a promissory note, kasi hindi naman din kayang saluhin ng mga private hospitals yung yung hospital bill ng mga pasyente. Sino magbabayad, di ba? I mean, common sense po sa lahat ng kahit sari-sari store ka, kahit anong negosyo mo, at some point somebody has to pay the bills. So ang law natin as it stands may promissory note, but the proposed amendment of the sponsor is provided that no promissory note shall be required of indigent patients who have been endorsed by the Medical Social Services Office of the hospital, medical clinic, or any similar facility to the Department of Social Welfare and Development. Provided further that those patients who are partially recovered shall sign a waiver undertaking that they are assuming the risk of the consequences for requesting for discharge despite having not fully recovered. So ang question po natin sa sponsor natin, magkano po ang impact nito sa ating private hospitals na wala ng promissory note? Magkano ba ang normal? Her honor can answer in any way she would like based on the data that she has. Ilan ba ang indigent patients natin na pumapasok sa DOH hospitals? Because for now, pag DOH hospital, sabi ng DOH at ng PhilHealth, wala nang babayaran. Yun ang zero
balance billing.
ZBB. I was gonna say zero sum. Parang iba namang concept yun. Zero balance billing, ZBB. So yan ang DOH hospitals. And then, na-cover na ba yung LGU hospitals? Hindi pa? Hindi pa po. Parang nagpa-pilot na lang. Okay. So yung question natin, when this was first brought up, I think we were deliberating the budget. Alam ni Senate President yan kasi siya yung chairman ng ating Committee on Finance. Yung question is, paano naman yung mga LGU hospitals? Kasi if you are a patient, you do not even distinguish between a DOH hospital and an LGU hospital. Basta you will go to a hospital that is near you and that can take care of you. So hirap na hirap yung mga mayor na masabi sa pasyente na, ay hindi ka namin covered kasi hindi kami DOH. LGU, yung pasyente, ha? They do not understand that distinction because in their mind, this is a public hospital. Sabi, ZBB. So later on, nag-clarify ang DOH na DOH hospitals lang. And then now, my understanding is they are piloting some LGU hospitals. I might have some numbers. I will also be happy to share what I have, but I believe it is incumbent upon the sponsor who is now proposing na wala ng promissory note kasi sino ang sasagot nito? Ang concern ko is we are partners, public and private institutions are partners in delivering health service in this country. So we do not want to see these private hospitals shut down because wala na hong magbabayad ng kanilang mga bills. I don't know if there are arrangements that have been made already prior to the passage of this bill to ensure that these private hospitals will be paid. Because even the LGU hospitals, nandun pa lang tayo sa dry run or ang tawag doon? Pilot testing. So I give the floor to Her Honor to enlighten us because I would love to be able to support the needs of the indigent patients, but I also don't want the private hospitals to close.
Thank you, Mr. President. Of course, I also share that particular concern of the gentle lady from Taguig and Pateros. As to her first question, kung magkano lahat-lahat ang magiging financial implications sa mga ospital kung maipasa natin itong batas na ito. Unfortunately, there's no concrete data of the universe of that amount, but at the very least, pwede nating sabihin na variable yung fees, no? The fees range from as low as 50,000 pesos to 1 million pesos per patient. Depende sa kaso. Then of course, we would need to multiply that to come up with a range, multiply that with yung pangalawang tanong ng gentle lady kung ilan lahat yung mga indigent patients ang hindi nakakasettle ng bills nila under the current system. And before I go to ano yung kapalit ng current system proposed in this bill, I would just like to note, Mr. President, na because of this concern being raised by the gentle lady, kaya alam ko rin po na Senator Joel will also propose amendments in terms of transparency of billing and charges dahil sa cost variability na ito. Alright, then dako na po ako, Mr. President, sa kung hindi na magpapatuloy yung kasalukuyang promissory note system, ano naman ang kahit papaanong mga garantya o reassurance sa mga ospital na they will be eventually paid. The bill proposes at least 5 which may be used either singly or in combination with each other. So the promissory note or yung katumbas ng promissory note shall be secured by any or a combination of the following: a mortgage over real or personal property of the patient, a relative, or a co-maker. B, a guarantee of a co-maker who shall be jointly and severally liable. C, a deed of assignment. Dito importante, Mr. President, gentle lady, yung papel ng mga government financial institutions. A deed of assignment of the loan proceeds or benefits entitlement from the Social Security system or the government service insurance system in case the patient is an active member thereof. D, a guarantee letter from the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office, and in the case nga po of indigent and financially incapacitated patients, a guarantee letter from the Department of Social Welfare and Development or the Department of Health. So at least in the interim, Mr. President, between when dapat ma-discharge na yung indigent patient kahit may balanse pa siya sa bill and the time na mako-compensate nga yung ospital, ito po yung nakitang mga kapalit na mala promissory note o garansya para sa kanila, Mr. President.
Mr. President, perhaps the sponsor can enlighten me because with all due respect, yung binasa niyo po is Section 2 which states the promissory note shall be secured by any or a combination of the following. Yun ang binasa nyo. So this is, the promissory note will be secured by these items, yung inisa-isa nyo. What you told me is ito yung mga kapalit ng promissory note. Hindi ho yan ang nakasulat sa bill ninyo, Mr. President.
No, Mr. President, it will be a different system. Kung dati the indigent patient and his or her family were on their own to execute a promissory note kahit wala or kulang na kulang ang anumang collateral. Here, there is a promissory note in their name but backed up not by them all their by their lonesome, pero itong mga social protection and government financial institutions natin. And without leaving this topic, if the gentlelady wishes to pursue it, just relating to an earlier question of hers, in terms of proxy data, yung tinatanong po nila na magkano magiging cost implications, lalo na sa mga private hospitals, kung maipasa yung batas na ito.
So babalikan,
If-
sorry, just so for clarity lang,
Yes.
binabalikan niyo yung unang question ko kasi yung question natin ngayon is your response to me.
Yes.
So which one first?
Oh,
Because
sabi
hindi
ko
ba
po,
tayo-
Mr. President, na without leaving this topic, just para hindi
So,
ko
balikan natin
malimutan.
yung sa numbers.
Yes,
Okay,
I just
sure.
want to add
Okay.
yung sagot ko kanina dun sa isa sa mga naunang tanong ng gentlelady na to use proxy data, if private hospitals are claiming 7 to 10 billion pesos from PhilHealth, then at least for purposes of discussion, we could assume around that amount yung implication sa kanila kapag maipasa itong batas. So that 7B to 10B worth of payments due sa kanila ay ipasasalo natin sa ganitong bagong sistema. And then again, mindful of
can
the...
I comment on that one?
Yes,
Kasi
Mr.
otherwise,
Either I'll comment on this now or
Yes.
ililista ko lang kasi
It's all right, Mr. President.
Sige. So,
the gentlelady may
her
proceed.
Honor's theory is that based on the claim of private hospitals to PhilHealth, and her Honor said it is 7 to 10 billion, yan yung ina-assume ng ating sponsor na amount that is needed to cover indigent patients.
Yes, Mr. President.
Saan ho nanggaling yung figure na yon?
From PhilHealth, Mr. President, with this
What is the
aggregated...
what is the exact line item for that? Because I've sponsored the budget of PhilHealth and maraming hinihingi ang PhilHealth. So hindi ko kayang tanggapin na yan necessarily ang pang-indigent because the record also shows napakaraming indigent patients who don't bother going to the hospital because alam nilang wala silang pangbayad. So this is probably the bill for lower middle class or middle class patients who cannot even cover the bill. Hindi pa yata ito yung sa indigent. So we have to be clear if we are going to mention numbers that this definitely covers the sector that we are referring to. Yun lang naman yung reason kung bakit nagtatanong ako ng numbers kasi nakakatakot magpasa ng batas na to at batas ko to at gusto ko naman talaga siyang pagandahin na hindi tayo clear sa figures natin, Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. President. I'm just pulling up the disaggregated data for which we came up with this proxy data of a range of 7 to 10 billion pesos. And I will be giving that to the gentlelady during this interpellation or this period of amendments. Additionally, Mr. President, before returning to the latest concern of the gentlelady, mindful of the apprehensions and reservations raised by the good senator from Taguig and Pateros regarding the possible cost implications to government, the sponsor wishes to place on record that the provision is anchored on the availability of medical assistance programs of various government agencies as provided under this bill na binanggit ko nga, Mr. President, as well as, of course, the continued implementation of the government's zero balance and no balance billing policies. And in line with this, the sponsor is likewise inclined to accept the proposed amendment of the good senator from Taguig when she proposes it, requiring the Department of Health to establish the criteria for indigency and the requirements necessary to qualify for the said exemption at a later time, Mr. President. So the latest concern of the gentlelady was
So Her Honor made a statement that there are other ways the bill intends to support the indigent patient. And Her Honor mentioned letter A, B, C, D, E. Sabi nyo, 5 po yun. Ang sinasabi ko po sa inyo, kindly educate me because yung sinabi nyo, wala yan sa bill. Ang naka-enumerate dyan na 5 items are, it says the promissory note will be secured by any of the following. So may promissory note pa rin. So Her Honor is simply addressing dalawang sitwasyon natin. Sino ang kailangan magbigay ng promissory note at based dun sa dito sa amendment nyo, the indigents will no longer be required to execute a promissory note. Tapos dinagdag nyo, pero ito yung mga pwede nilang gawin. Wala nga ho yun. Yung sinabi nyo, wala sa bill nyo. Ang nasa bill ay yung mga 5 items that are used to secure a promissory note. So that covers the people who need to pay a promissory note. So Her Honor has to clarify this because it's not, what she's saying is not in the bill.
Actually, Mr. President, it is in the bill. In fact, in answering this question, nag-take off po ako dun sa page 3, line 17, section 2, na kinwote ng gentle lady from Taguigan Pateros. And kaya tinalakay ko po yun na in lieu of the current promissory note system, it's still called the promissory note here, pero hindi na po yung solong mga collateral o ano pa mang meager resources na meron yung indigent patient or family ang magsisecure niyan. Ang magbaback up na po nun ay yung mga social protection agencies at saka government financial institutions natin tulad ng SSS, GSIS, PCSO, DSWD, DOH. So in effect,
Can Her
the
Honor
promissory
specific-
note, if I may just complete
sure.
this last sentence, the promissory note will no longer be issued by their lonesome nga po ng indigent patient and family, then bahala na sila sa buhay nila kung paano i-honor. In a way, it will be for the benefit of the hospital na mayroong, hindi yung mahirap na iyon, pero may government institutions na nagsisiguro sa kanila na you will be paid, Mr. President.
Should we suspend? Because what Her Honor is saying is not written in the bill. So I don't know if
We
Her
may
Honor
suspend,
would
Mr. President,
like
but-
me to approach and try to explain, because I understand what Her Honor is trying to say. What I'm saying is it's not written in the bill.
Mr.
You
President,
can
we
ask
may
your
suspend.
staff because it's not written in the bill.
We may suspend, Mr. President, but it is actually written in the bill, and I was
Kindly read
quoting
it.
the gentle lady
Kindly read it
when I
into the
responded to her
record.
question.
Then read it into the record, because yung binanggit niyong 5 items, nandyan nakasulat yan. But
Line 27, section 2, line 27 says, the promissory note shall be secured by any or a combination of the following.
yun nga kung binanggit niyo, nandyan yan. But it says a promissory note will be secured. My question was, paano mabubuhay ang mga ospital kung wala ng promissory note? Hindi niyo pwedeng ibato ito kasi ito sabi, the promissory note will be secured by the following. Perhaps Her Honor would like to make an amendment that says that in lieu of the promissory note, kasi yun ho ang sinasabi ninyo. Ang sinasabi ko, hindi nga ho nakasulat. So would you like to propose? Because we are happy to study and support. But hindi nga ho nakasulat yun. Yun lang naman ang puntos ko. Hindi pwede kasi yung intention natin hindi klaro sa batas.
Well, that's why I'm glad, Mr. President, that we are in the period of amendments, because this representation is very open to proposed amendments, including subject to style, to not just improve the content of the bill, pero klaruhin ang crystal clear kung ano po yung intent niya. So no problem with that, Mr. President.
Yes, and that is what I'm doing by using the period of amendment to make the interpellations. I am making it known to the sponsor that what she is saying is not in the bill. So I believe if yun po ang intention ng sponsor, then kayo po ang isulat niyo po yun kasi kayo ang nagsabing yun yung gusto niyong gawin eh. Di kayo po ang magsulat nun, and we will be happy to review it kasi hindi ko po amendment yun. Ako yung nagtatanong kung ano ang gagawin ng ospital kung wala siyang promissory note. So sabi niyo ito. So tinatanong ko saan nakasulat yun.
No problem, Mr. President. We can improve this in this very period of amendments.
Thank you.
Kami ang boses ng masa, hindi natatakot. Katotohanan lang, di kami nalulunod. Walang bahid ng sismis, lahat ay totoo. Kahit sino ka pa, pag mali ka babanatan ka. Walang pinipili kulay, wala kaming kinikilingan. Basta para sa bayan, kami lalaban. Pag tama palakpakan, pag mali banatan. Di matitinag, di matatakot, para sa bayan tuloy ang sigaw. Sa harap ng kamera, walang halong takot. Mga baluktot, lahat kayo'y tutumba. Ang hustisya at totoo, yun lang ang mahalaga. Kahit sino walang pinipiling kulay, wala kaming kinikilingan. Basta para sa bayan, kami lalaban. Pag tama palakpakan, pag mali banatan. Di matitinag, di matatakot, para sa bayan tuloy ang sigaw. Kung nasa tama ka, ikaw ay aming kasama. Pero pag mali ka, handa ka na bang mabasag? Banateros kami, walang inuunan, dahil bayan muna bago ang sarili. Bago ang sarili. Pag tama palakpakan, pag mali banatan. Banateros ang sigaw, katotohanan ang laban. Sa harap